Our biblical witness today is from the Gospel of John. 17th chapter, as you have sent me into the world, so I have sent them into the world. This is Jesus praying. And for their sakes I sanctify myself, so that they also may be sanctified in truth. I ask not only on behalf of these, but also on behalf of those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one. As you, Father, are in me and I am in you, may they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. So here's Jesus with a few of his friends. It could have been 12, it could have been 100, we don't really know. And he's praying. He's praying with his friends, about his friends. And he's not only praying for his friends, but he's praying for those people that his friends would talk with. I ask not only on behalf of these people gathered together with me, but also on behalf of those who will believe in me through their word, generation after generation after generation. Jesus was praying for us, right here. As a denomination, the United Church of Christ reflects often on verse 21 of this passage, that they may all be one. The UCC was born of mergers between denominations, and so it makes sense that we would focus on coming together as one, the way that Jesus is praying about here in the Gospel of John. Today, on World Communion Sunday, it makes sense to me to focus on that verse as well. On this Sunday, we remember that it isn't just us here making meaning in our communion table. All across the state, the country, and the world, Christians gather with intention to eat this sacred meal as one body. We are one because Jesus made it be so. The breaking of bread and drinking of the cup reveals this oneness in a wonderful and a powerful way. As I was meditating on this beautiful truth, thinking, I know exactly what direction I'm going to go in. That they may be all one. Why it's important that we all be one, not just here in our churches, but in the world. I was having a nice little conversation with myself and with God about it. And I thought, is it just for ourselves that we're one? Is it so that we can feel good and have a community of support that extends beyond our own faith community? Why was it so important to Jesus that he prayed this prayer that we would all be one as he was one with God? I mean, Jesus said, you are in me and I am in you. May they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. That's the why. So that the world may believe that you have sent me. So our oneness isn't just to have a nice little church, although it certainly helps. Our oneness is for the sake of those who are alone and broken. It is for a world which is tattered and torn. So I was having this lovely little meditation about it, and then 2 days later, on Thursday, something terrible happened. Once again, gun violence rang out its terrible song. This time in the state of Oregon. Nothing can reverse this tragedy, nothing can make it better. And our hearts were broken one more time. And I thought, well, what do I do? Do I just focus on World Communion Sunday and say it's more important to talk about our oneness, or do I mention this? And I had to mention it because it broke my heart. And I thought, well, what is the point of doing all this when this kind of violence is still happening so often in our country? And it occurred to me that this is one of the most important things we can do. There is something which can move forward to confront this kind of violence, and it is our oneness and the oneness of this table where we sit and eat and drink our spiritual feast. If we see this as a meaningless ritual or just something that we do, then that's exactly what it will be. If, however, we see it as a powerful testimony of our faith and a witness to the lengths we are willing to go for the sake of sharing love, then we can confront violence with our hearts and our arms wide open. Which is how violence, I think, needs to be confronted. That's what Jesus did. He allowed himself to be vulnerable in the face of that violence that he experienced. Not really the kind of thing I want to have to lead us into. Come on, everybody. Let's greet violence with open arms and open hearts. And yet, when Jesus said that we should pick up our cross and walk with him, that's what I think he was talking about. What are the lengths that we will go to be the church? Is it the table? Is the table itself the pivot point of love that we can turn on so that we can make a difference? There are so many food pantries and organizations that are supplied by the government, and you can only get it so many times per month, and you have to produce documentation and all that kind of stuff. Some places make you prove that you're not a drug user or any number of other things, and they don't always look at the fact that people are just plain hungry, regardless of what's going on in their life. They're just plain hungry. Is it possible that giving people food and drink in the name of Jesus Christ, not for evangelism, just because of our faith, is it possible that that could create a wave against violence? That would really make a big difference. I think it would. All across the world today, people are celebrating this meal as a meal of faith and as a sacred time together. With Jesus, we can pray that we would be one so that our love would be a testimony of who we are, a people committed to the path of Jesus, a path of healing and hope, encouragement, and nonviolence. May God make us one here in this place, across all lines of difference, so that the world may believe that there's truly a reason to love. And God, give us the strength. God, give us the strength to do the kind of loving that you showed us. Help our hearts and our arms to be beautifully open as we move forward, eating and drinking one bread, one cup, loving our one God.